Let's begin!
Waltz of the Wizards is basically your very own magical playground. You will be using two virtual hands, so it should come as no shock that this game does require two move controllers to play. To get around, you either teleport, draw a series of lines, and then you will move along each one. It's a bit odd, this movement type, and I doubt many would use it. Or you can free move. The free movement is a bit on the slow side though, so for majority of my playthrough I did use teleportation. The game does only have snap turning, but considering where the vast majority of the game takes place, it's not too much of an issue. Most of your time in the game will be spent in a wizard's room. The shape of it does give off the impression that the room is located at the top of a tower. One of the main things you can do here is create new spells to use. To do this, you drop 3 ingredients into a cauldron. The water effects are pretty amazing, especially when the potion starts to brew. When a spell has been completed, a skeleton head will give you a brief explanation of how the spell works, and then you're free to cast it. You get your traditional spells like a fireball, but there is also a couple here that we haven't really seen in a VR game before, like the one that turns every physics-based object into a frog after you touch it. Once you have made a spell, it is stored on a shelf to your left, so that you can quickly use it again. This storage space also gives you guidance on how many spells you have left to find. The ingredients that can be used to create a new spell have a marker around them. This ensures that you're always able to make something new, but on the other hand, it does remove the need of some fun experimentation. Luckily, the room is filled with quite a few things for you to interact with, and not much guidance from the skull is given at all here. Part of the fun of this game is definitely interacting with things and then seeing how they react as a reward. Things do react properly too, such as when you shoot a barrel with a crossbow, magic liquid will flow from the point of impact, and if you shrink the skull, his voiceovers will have a change in pitch.
One bright day, two brothers argued near a well.
How creative.
This room really is essentially a little physics engine sandbox with some brilliant particle effects which really do pop out in the room thanks to the clear visuals. The closest thing to a proper level in the game comes in the form of a maze. Here you will fight enemies with a variety of weapons and press buttons at the top of towers. It doesn't last very long at all, but it certainly feels more like your traditional level. There is a few other areas too, which I won't ruin, but think of them as very short experiences. They're interesting for first viewing, but that's about it. You will most likely experience most activities in about an hour and a half, but your playthrough time will heavily depend on how long you want to keep on messing around with each spell for. There is an overall objective in the game, and that is to receive every trophy on the shelf. These are rewarded for doing certain actions, like completing the maze level, and for rest I won't spoil, as it does ruin the experimentation. And for that reason, I won't be showing the actual trophy list, as they are linked to the physical trophies on the shelf. The majority of the trophies won't be too hard to get at all. There is 2 here for some precision based minigames, which may be a bit hard to get considering they require you not to miss one target out of a pretty long series. But other than them, the rest could easily be picked up thanks to a walkthrough, if you do really get stuck. This is one of them games that I think is really more aimed towards new VR owners or people who want a title to show off VR to family and friends. It's basically a compilation of cool effects and interactions that you can do in a virtual space, and it does do them all very well. It's actually very high quality, but it is mainly only a sandbox, so your enjoyment will heavily rely on if you have played a lot of VR yet or not, because a lot of these things have appeared in VR games before, apart from a couple. Overall, it's a great showcase of what VR can do, so if you're a VR apprentice, you will certainly benefit from becoming a wizard apprentice. I hope you like the slight changes I've made to the reviews. Please let me know what you think of them in the comments below, and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Bye bye!